Because people come from all different areas around the internet, sometimes you have a picture of what you think is going on, and then there's like these little missing pieces here and there that you're just not quite sure. You maybe have heard the term, but you don't really know what it is. And so one of the things that I've done is I had created entire terms and to go over the jargon, like the jargon that you just don't always know what it means. And so I went online and I got a whole list. So there's a lot of stuff on here, and I'm just going to kind of touch base on some of it. But it's going to be very helpful for you to at least really understand, like, oh, that's what that means, just because there's a lot of new jargon when you get in here. And it doesn't matter how long you've been online, because sometimes if you're never in the space where you're actually using these terms and actually, you know, working with them, they still don't really have any type of meaning to you. You just kind of have a generalized idea. But when we start marketing in here, there's a lot of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about with you guys, and so I definitely already want you to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it, okay? So I'm just going to kind of run down some of these things with you guys, and I know some of them that you know already. These two things right here sometimes mix people up, but ad copy and copywriting, basically your ad copy is kind of like if you're creating an ad, whatever the text is, that's the copy. Copy just means text, so that's your ad copy. What's in your ad? What did you write? Copywriting is basically, it's actually two terms. The copywriting is the words that are on your sales page, the words that are in your sales video. It's the copywriting. It's the stuff that makes people want to buy. But on the other flip side, people always say, well, it's copywriting because if you see something that you really like, you copy it and you write it yourself. And so that's definitely been a lot of that going around lately. Is copywriting, is writing other people's stuff. But keyword research, if you're ever writing a blog article or something, you definitely need to do keyword research. That's really where that would come into play. Doing any type of technical ads. Where you need to do some like Google AdWords or 7Search or something, but mostly often it comes into play with doing SEO and blog articles. Squeeze page, landing page, and capture page, these are all the exact same thing, but people intertwine those words and it just means the same thing. It's just where somebody will put in their name and email to be able to get captured before they go to your sales page. Sales page is obviously where you actually make the sale. All right, we're going to definitely going into detail about this. Email marketing, that is just marketing straight up to your email list. So you've already built the list, and so that's your method of marketing. You don't, once you build your list, a lot of times people will only sell to their list. Maybe they have, 50,000 and that's enough, and these people are very active and they're going back and forth with a relationship, they're opening their emails. That's called email marketing. I've done a lot of email marketing. Most of my sales do come from my emails. So I get the lead through whatever way I do it, but people have been on my list 1, 2, even 3 years, and then they purchase something from me, even though they've never purchased anything before. That's done through email marketing. So that's kind of what that is. The autoresponders those are the emails that you're getting automatically. URL. That's the top up here. That's the URL up here. So sometimes you're like, okay, what's the URL? That's what it is. PPC, pay-per-click. So you pay every time someone clicks on your link. It's a pay-per-click. PPV is pay-per-view. And when PPV is, it's basically like if you're going to go to some website right here and a big pop-up comes up, like a big pop-up page shows up, that's pay-per-view. You're paying every time somebody views that page. It's a type of a marketing you can do. Extremely cheap clicks. You can get like 2 cents or like half a cent clicks to your site. It's just not very targeted, and you have to know how to do it pretty well. CTR is your click-through rate. We're definitely going to be talking about click-through rates when we start doing ads and capture pages and conversions and all that stuff. So click-through rate, how many people saw your site versus how many actually clicked on them. Very important number right there. CTA is your call to action, making sure that every type of marketing that you're putting out there has a call to action. What do you want them to do? Never assume. Tell them call to action. Conversion rate, how many people opted into your site? How many people saw it? How many people put their name and email in? That's the conversion rate. We'll definitely be talking about those too. Text ad, it's an ad on the side of anywhere, side of Google, side of Facebook, text ad. Banner ads, it's a picture. Classified ad might be like Craigslist would be one, Backpage, Kijiji would be another one. Those are just classifieds, very non-targeted advertising, just throwing stuff out there. This is some of the things that you'll kind of hear. These are metrics and measurement jargon. Someone hits your page. Page view just means how many times was it actually loaded. It doesn't really necessarily mean someone saw it, but it means it was loaded, so it got counted as someone saw it. The unique visitor, is you can have like 20 people saw your site, but the unique visit was 12. Well, really you want to look at the unique visit. That means someone clicked the link a couple times and it's just the same visitor. So you want to look at that. Conversion rate, we kind of talked about that. Referral source, how did somebody get to your site? When we start doing marketing, this stuff is like not exciting because it's kind of like geeky, but you have to know this stuff. And this stuff is not taught by any means. Rarely is that type of stuff taught, which is why we're going to stick with you, because this stuff you just definitely need to know. The stickiness, how long do they stay on your site and do they come back? Bounce rate, this is all the stuff you'll see in like Google Analytics. Your bounce rate is as soon as someone saw your page, how long did they stay on it before they bounced off of it? If you have a really high bounce rate, like 90%, that's not a great thing. That means they saw it and immediately left. Tweaked, obviously we're going to be tweaking our marketing and changing stuff. Content marketing, I'm going to get into this for a little bit, so I'm just going to skip that one. You know what, I'm going to talk a little bit about these. I'm going to just go ahead and skip those marketings right now because I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. CPC, what's your cost per click? So actually, how much did you really pay for a click? That's something that you'll want to look at that number, because you could have bid a certain amount of number, what you thought you were going to want to pay, what you actually did pay, and how many clicks you got. So that's kind of important number so that you don't waste your money. Impressions, how many times did they actually see it's your ad. How many times did they have an impression? How many times did your ad show up on the space? So like right here, let me go home. Hang on. So right here, well, obviously the ads are taking a little while to show up, but right now with these ads, these are just impressions right here. So if this person was paying per impression, they all just got paid. They all just got billed because I just saw it. If they're paying pay per click, they're not getting billed until I actually click on it. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And there's different ways that you would want to do it. I do both. I do pay per impression and I do pay per click. When we get to marketing, I'll kind of share with you what the reason is and why you would do different ones. Click-through rate, we already talked about that. Your average position, that's really kind of if you're doing like Google ads or 7Search in the search results. That's just what that means. Let's see, what else do we really want? Click fraud. If you're going to do solo ads, this is important because if you're paying for 100 clicks, you certainly don't want to get 100 clicks from the same person. That would definitely be click fraud. So someone that's just clicking with no intent of purchasing. So when we get to solo ads and talking about that, it's important that you get them from a reputable source. Blogging. Blogger is just the person that wrote it. It's also like a tool. There's blogger.com. It's a regular blog that's not hosted by yourself. So the blogosphere, where all the blogs are. WordPress, that's the most popular free software tool. Definitely like WordPress a lot. Theme, that's just what's inside your blog, which changes the way it looks. The RSS feed is just kind of every time you put a blog post out, it creates a news feed, and if someone wants to like subscribe to your RSS feed, then every time you put a post out, they would get an email saying, hey, so-and-so made a new post, and that's kind of like your RSS feed. FeedBurner takes that RSS feed and like syndicates it for you, like sticks it out there. Microblogging would be exactly what Twitter is. It's just a short post, just kind of putting out some content very short. Podcast, we know what that is. Videocast and vlogging, it's just video content. Trackbacks, you'll see that inside your WordPress. It's when somebody else has kind of pinged back to your blog. It's good for backlinks, so you want that. Comment, spam, that's self-explanatory. The blog roll, that's on the side of your blog. It's got a list of all of the things all of the posts that you've put in there from your blog. Sometimes you could have other people on your blog roll also. So social media, we know that Web 2.0 is social media, just interaction. SMO, social media optimization. That's just making sure that the stuff that you're doing on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest is actually making yourself more visible. That's very important that you're not wasting your time. And so if you start learning SMO, which is like SEO for search engines, then you're going to have better results coming from your efforts right there. Let's see. Domain name, that's just the name of your site, whatever your site is. .com. Website hosting, you got to have your site up online. Okay, usability, I actually haven't heard that one, but yeah, it's just kind of like user-friendly. HTML, we're getting a little bit away from HTML now, but it's definitely computer code. CMS, Content Management System. I didn't know what that was for a long time. I just kept hearing people talk about CMS. Using your system, like if you have a downline or It's just a way to keep track of the people that have come in through you. All your leads, like Aweber, could be considered one of these because it keeps track of the people, their name, email, information. Meta tags is just kind of like the description on a website. If you're doing any type of SEO, trying to get your stuff ranked, the meta tags kind of become important because that's where you're going to put your keywords. We know what link is. Flash is just stuff that's used for websites. Splash page, if you ever hear that one, it's just kind of a page that pops up before the real page of your website. This is an important one, above the fold, making sure that when you have an opt-in box for your capture page that it's above the fold so that they don't actually have to scroll down to see it. Landing page, we talked about that. Cloaking is when you are, hiding your link from this. Basically, the bots online, the human people are seeing something different than the website is. That's kind of like black hat stuff for sure. We don't really want to do cloaking unless you really know how to do it well. You can get yourself banned. Let's see what else we want to go in. Oh, hi, look at that, black hat. SEM, search engine marketing. If you're doing any type of blog posting, then you would definitely want to start doing search engine marketing and making sure your keywords are, when we talk about marketing, we'll get into that more. Local search, the people around you, SEO, search engine optimization, making sure that your website is very easy to find, getting ranked on Google basically. Black hat SEO is going against guidelines from Google and still ranking basically. PR, this is important, that's your page rank. So if you start creating your own blog, Google's going to give it a score on importance of 1 to 10. And if you ever hear about the updates coming from Google, like they had the Panda update and then they had the, what was the last, there was another one, Penguin update, and then there was just like one more. For some, I don't remember what it was, but when you get the new updates, that can actually change your page rank. That's how people can go from like a 10 all the way down to a 1 because they change the page rank, or they change the page rank and they change the algorithms. Keywords, words or phrases that the search engine uses. So like if someone's going to type in how to make money online, that would be the keywords. And technically that would be long tail keywords because it's not just money online. It's how to make money online or how to train a boxer puppy because he's looking at me right now. That would be a long tail keyword. Keyword research, we talked about that. On-page and off-page optimization. Basically on-page, all the SEO stuff that you would need to do for your blog post or your website to get it ranked on the page, where all the different things that you're supposed to have, that's what that is. Off-page optimization is all the stuff that you do off your page, all the backlinkings that you would get, all the different types of quality scores and all that kind of stuff that you would want to get, that's the off-page. Inbound and outbound. Inbound is you're linking from stuff inside your website. Outbound is you're linking outside of your website to somebody else. A link building campaign, if you're really trying to get ranked for SEO and you're really trying to rank your articles and do free content marketing, you're going to have to build this campaign about link building. And that's just getting a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of backlinks to come back to your site so Google thinks it's really important and they're going to start ranking you higher. And you can do this through reciprocal linking because you can get other people on like a little team or a tribe and they can all start liking each other's stuff and linking back, and that's kind of like link exchanges. And the last one, thank goodness, is algorithms. That's the Google thing I was talking about. It's a way that they kind of sort and position the website. So they'll change their algorithm, and when they do that, sometimes it can benefit you or it could hurt you. So hopefully going through all of that stuff was at least helpful for you guys to at least say, oh, I'm sure you might have had a few, oh, okay, in there, right?